One of my Redemptorist confreres, Father Pat Woods, tells the story of going to see an off-Broadway play called Late Night Catechism. Late Night Catechism was a kind of whimsical look at the old days of the Catholic Church and how things were, at a time that whatever sister said was the most powerful word in the world. It was a respectful play that actually indirectly honored the heroic virtues of the teaching sisters of the past who worked so hard to teach us our great Catholic faith. The play involved audience participation, and at one point, the actress playing the sister asked the audience, "What is the definition of the Immaculate Conception?" Several hands shot up, and each one responded, "That was the teaching that when Jesus was born, he was born of Mary, who was a virgin." With that, Sister Mary John told each person who answered that they were wrong. Finally, Father Woods raised his hand, and he was dressed in casual clothes, and said, "The doctrine of the Immaculate Conception means that Mary, the Mother of God, was conceived without original sin." The actress, Sister Mary John, asked him his name, and he said, "Patrick." And she said, "Patrick, you get a gold star on your lapel." And she placed the gold star on his lapel. In 1854, Pope Pius IX at Vatican I declared this teaching of the Immaculate Conception to be a dogma of our faith. And it was under that title of the Immaculate Conception that Mary has become the patron of the United States. Mary is also the universal patron as the Immaculate Conception for the Redemptorist Order, which surprises people because they often simply associate us with the image of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. The reason for this is because St. Alphonsus the Founder was such a great defender of the doctrine of the Immaculate Conception that he even signed his name in blood on an oath promising to defend this doctrine until the day he died. What does this doctrine mean for you and me? It is really a doctrine of grace. It is a doctrine of hope. It teaches that God's grace is not limited by time and space, that Jesus' death and resurrection transcends all limits, all boundaries, and is so powerful that it can set Mary free from the grasp of original sin. But it also gives every one of us in our day-to-day lives, whatever our struggles are, the assurance of knowing that we too can count on the love and the power and the saving grace of Jesus Christ. Perhaps the first formal prayer you and I ever learned was the Hail Mary. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. And scholars would say that this greeting is really a great testament to the Immaculate Conception, that from the moment Mary was conceived, she was full of grace. We are fallen. All of us are very much affected by the power of original sin, anger, resentment, hostility, bad feeling, lust. All these things spur up in us quickly. But because we have been baptized, because we have been saved by the blood of the Lamb, Jesus Christ, because we have received the Eucharist, because we have had our sins forgiven in the sacrament of reconciliation, we too have the ability, the opportunity, by cooperating with God's love, to have the grace of God fill us and to make us holy. O Mother of perpetual help, may our hearts always be humble and open to God's grace. Help us to say yes to God's will, to live the life He wants us to live, so that we may enter the kingdom of heaven.